there and then print it back to the terminal. Okay, we're just gonna remove that. Start off with our app. There's Jinx over there. It's gonna be very Jinxy, right? So Jinx associated imports from Python, I would definitely say random and time. They match Jinx very well. So we have a couple of catchphrases we want to return to the terminal. So these catchphrases include time for Ella Chaos, Guns N' Roses Baby. So they all from Jinx codes, basically, from either series or game, right? So we're just basically having what would be, I guess, an app that is associated to Jinx, right? We are demonstrating the usage of random and the usage of time. So with random, we're going to be passing a list to random. So that's why we're generating this list over here. We're going to be passing it to random. So the function that I'm creating right now, it's just basically mainly to generate one at a time for us, right? Or to just return a random pick, because generating is basically where you'll be creating something new, but in this case we just generate a random picking basically from our list. Could have been anything in the list, excuse me, could be anything in the list, but now we have like random choice, and then we choose from that list basically what we're looking for. So it's going to return 1. So from there we want to define basically the main now. So that main, we could have been running from main equals main, right? But we want to run it in a function, so we can call it back and then run it again. So we have a print to basically to the terminal, where we're going to have a welcome and then have a line after that, an empty line. With an empty line, we want while it's true, which should always be true. It's going to be useful, I guess, if you have more options, but we have our options of picking inside this true function. So we want the user to input a value between yes and no. So we're just going to say, user, do you want to hear a Jinx catchphrase, yes or no? So should the user return a yes, we want something, or a no, we want something. Whether it's caps or not, we accept, right? That's why we're going to make it to lower, so that always agrees with what we're checking against, our if user equals to yes. So even if it's caps, it will agree. So if it's yes, we generate a catchphrase for the user. So this catchphrase we're generating is from, remember, our function above, right? But we want it to sleep. That's where the time import comes in. From the time import we have above, that's where it comes in. We're just gonna make it sleep for 2 seconds. Then after that, we're gonna print Jinx says, and then return our Jinx says function, pass our Jinx says function to basically this print, right? So now the terminal will have the Jinx says function with one random code basically. Then we want a new line or one random catchphrase. So should the user say no, we want to say okay, no. We want to specify the user that okay, you didn't pick anything, right? So move on basically, right? But because it's Jinx, we're just gonna give it a bit of attitude, get lost. So the next one basically just an else, so if, else if, and then else statement for whoever's a beginner. So we have the else statement, so the two first hit if, and the next else if, and then the else statement. So now this is if you didn't choose a yes or a no, we then say to you, hey, pick one basically, but we give it attitude. I said yes or no, right? So it's gonna print to the user. So from there we give it like a sleep as well, so it takes a bit of time to come back to the user. We just run that function underneath again, right? So that we have it always repeating on itself. Okay, so there it is, it's repeating on itself. Okay, so it's a yes, it generates. Okay, then comes back again to welcome to Jinx catchphrase. We say no this time. Alright, get lost. Okay, welcome to Jinx, generate again. So we just keep on coming back. Would have been nice if I put a new line after every time it executes. So it says welcome on a new space, but it's okay. So now we just keep on going at that. So what we see here, we're just going to increase the time on that so it doesn't come back as quickly, right? So because it's a bit sped up, it should be faster either way. So it's generating, comes back, and then waits for a bit, and then it brings back again. You see that? Then say yes, then it comes back again. We just give it a couple of timers, right? Say no, then it comes back again. So you can slow it down so you can see exactly what it prints. So you see that they're different because it did bring back like the same there, but they're different. Not all the time. So that's what you risk as well. You could get the same catchphrase twice, right? So the next step, we're just putting in timers basically, sleep basically timer. So that's 2 seconds just to give it a bit of weight here and there. Not necessarily weight in terms of like being heavy, just um, weight in terms of like time lapses, right? So it's a simple script. Could work for a bigger game generation or whatever you building, but it's straightforward.